This summer, NVIDIA released the 1080 GPU, and now we're starting to see boosted cards. Zotac made one of the most robust boosted cards that I've seen, and I wanted to check it out. So here it is. This is the Amp Extreme review. Now, full disclaimer, I'm not a computer hardware reviewer, so I'm going to speak on this as a casual user and talk about some specs. So let's dig into it. The number one thing about this card that I wanted to mention is the size. This card is huge. So big, in fact, it couldn't fit in my rig, and I had to borrow someone else's computer just to make the benchmarks. Comparing this card to EVGA's boosted 1080, you'll see a big size difference. This card also has 3 fans on top versus the Founders Edition with no additional cooling, and that attributes to most of the size here. We have a engine clock base of 1771 MHz compared to the 1607 stock Founders Edition. Boost speeds are 1911 MHz and the stock version is 1733, and memory clocks is 10.8 GHz compared to just 10 on the Founders Edition. Now, they recommend a least of 500 watt power supply, and the card consumes 270 watts by itself. Now, this is the fastest 1080 I've tested. The base boosted and the memory speeds received a significant boost, and as mentioned before, this card is long. It's 12.79 inches compared to the 10.5 inches on the Founders Edition. Now, I don't have the Founders Edition right now for reference, but let me show you the size next to a PlayStation 3. It is huge. This card also drives a lot more power than other 1080s, and it does require 2 8-pin power connectors. It weighs almost 2 times as much as the Founders 2, so if you don't have a reinforced PCIe slot, I'd tread lightly. This card is all about cooling. They even gave it a nice pet name and call it Ice Storm, and it does an amazing job. The card is able to stay under 70 Celsius under max load. The 3 fans do kick on, it does get pretty loud, but the card stays cool, which is very important and nice. Now, if you're not using the card to its fullest power, the fans just cut off, but once you hit around 60 centigrade, the fans do kick back on. The card turns off while gaming when it's cool enough, and then it turns back on if need be, and that's pretty amazing. The Firestorm Software is their overclocking software, so let's do the usual things like profiles, you have graphs, you can do your BIOS updates, and the ability to control the RGB lighting. Okay, so what about gaming? How well does this card do? Well, let's check it out. Overall, this is the best 1080 card that I've used, but due to its size, it may not be practical for everyone to use. I can't fit it in my case with my cooler, so be sure you have clearance before you attempt to install this card. This card is great. Performance, cooling, everything like that is top notch, and a big thanks to B&H for letting me borrow the card for this review. So if you're interested in this card, hit the link down below, it takes you to B&H Photo, and you can pick up the card from there. Anyways guys, I'm Kevin the Tech Ninja. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe, and you guys take care.